Is your mindset killing your growth? Now, I was thinking about what to talk about today, and when it comes to the topic of mindset, it falls into the personal development category. And as we all know, as this may fall into, there is an abundance of these videos online. Now, it's one thing to watch these videos, and it's another thing to actually apply these videos. Now, I wanted to talk about a few things in regards to mindset that are crushing your growth. And these are things that I fell subject to in my growth as well, and sometimes still do. The first one being putting other people on a pedestal. So we see someone who's successful, right? Like maybe they have started a business, maybe they are fit, maybe they have the family that we desire to have, and we just go, well, there's something different about them, right? There's something different, and they just are gifted, and they're just blessed, and this is just how it's going to be, right? And I thought that for a long time when I saw successful people, or I saw people who were fit, who were going to the gym. I almost wrote myself off as I can't be that, right? And what I did is I put them on a pedestal, and by putting them on a pedestal, I kicked myself even lower. I lowered my abilities before I had even tried, right? And from that, I guess what I can gather, I should say, is we have to be real about our abilities. We have to be real about our abilities. Our abilities are much greater than we can imagine. And how do we gain confidence in these abilities? That gets me to my second thought when it comes to mindset, in mindset shifts, right? We need to day by day stack small wins. Now, what does this mean in practice? Well, for say you wanted to grow a YouTube channel, what you need to do if you hadn't been doing anything before is sit down every day. Doesn't need to be for a crazy amount of time. Like this, I could sit down for a half hour, for an hour, and I work on the channel, or I work on the content that I'm trying to provide. And day after day, if I just show up day after day, I can become incredibly successful in what I'm putting work towards. And I think I always saw it as these people must have crazy unbalance in life. They must only work on this. They must just break their back trying to get these things done. I thought of that in regards to the gym. I saw people who were fit, and I'm like, man, like they just must have more time in the day than me. That gets me to my third point. We limit ourselves by saying they have something that we don't, right? Now, I'm realizing my points are kind of crossing over, so let's kind of let this flow through. All right, stick with me here. When we in our head say they have more time than me, or they have more abilities than me, what else are we doing? I found I'm giving myself the out. I'm like, they must not have fill in the blank responsibility. They must not have, a family. They must not have friends that they have to see outside of work, right? Now, how silly is this, right? There's a famous, I guess he's a hunter and also an author now, Cameron Haynes. He talks about in one of his books how he has a saying that is must be nice. And he has that like plastered on his wall in his home gym. Must be nice. Um, must be nice to be able to have these things that he is able to have now. And he goes into his story. He's like, I was working 40-hour weeks. I had a wife. I had kids. I still was present for them to the best of my ability, like showing up to their sports and caring for them, and still getting home and still running. And I think that is so true. The must be nice. Like it must be nice to be them. And what we do is we don't acknowledge the sacrifice that people have to make. There's going to be sacrifice, right? Let's not cut around that. You're going to make sacrifices. You're going to say no to consuming some entertainment when you can be creating. You're going to say no to getting together sometimes with people on occasion when they're not doing things that work towards your goals, right? And that's going to be hard, but that is what separates you from other people, right? And that's the must be nice type mindset that I think we can all so easily fall into. Excuse me. And that's what I'm doing here. This is day 2 of 75 days. I'm going to be sharing a video with you just with some thoughts that were on my brain in regards to mindset related towards business or personal development, which is areas that I'm super passionate about. But my parting encouragement to you, I guess, is um, start where you're at. Don't feel like you need to go 0 to 100 in anything, right? You're going to get burnt out. Start by stacking those habits. There's a book, Atomic Habits. It talks about habit stacking. So if there's something you do every single day, just implement something after it, right? So let's say that you sit down in the morning to eat breakfast. Well, what you can do is have a notebook next to you when you eat breakfast. And then instead of just eating breakfast and then going about the rest of your morning, you can eat breakfast. And then you can write down a couple to-dos on whatever you have to get done that day, right? So it's day by day, it's laying brick by brick, and that is what creates success. It's not overnight. People don't have something different than you, right? We all come from different places and different circumstances. I get that. But from our value and our abilities, right? For the most part, we are all on a level playing field. And when we raise people up higher than us and we lower ourselves, we limit our abilities and we give ourselves excuses of why we're not successful or why we don't even try things in the first place. So, if you watched all the way through, I really appreciate you. I'm sure everybody here is going to be brand new if you found this channel. I'm I've got 73 more days after today, so it's exciting. It's going to be fun to kind of see what this can be. It's going to kind of complement what I'm doing as my digital marketing agency in helping brands to scale and to get them visibility. So appreciate you. Peace again.